He thought she was the one. She thought he was the perfect target. For 8 months, Marcus had everything: a good job, a close family, a woman who seemed to genuinely love him. Then one morning, he woke up with no savings, no friends, and no idea how it happened. What Marcus experienced has a name. It's called coercive control, and it's happening to millions of men right now who have no idea. They're already inside it. By the end of this video, you'll know every move in the playbook. You'll recognize the tactics, and you'll never be blindsided again. But here's what nobody talks about. Manipulators don't look like manipulators. They look like the most magnetic, caring, exciting person you've ever met. That's not an accident, that's the strategy. So ask yourself 3 questions. How do they choose who to target? What psychological tactics do they use, and why do smart people fall for them? And is there a way to see it coming before the damage is done? The answer to all 3 involves a psychological concept that most people have never heard of, but once you learn it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Psychologists call it the Dark Triad. 3 personality traits that, when combined, create someone capable of calculated, sustained manipulation without guilt or remorse. Narcissism, an obsessive need for control and admiration. Machiavellianism, the cold, strategic use of people as tools. Psychopathy, the near total absence of empathy. Most people with these traits don't look dangerous. They look charming, confident, almost magnetic. Marcus met her at a work event. She remembered details about him from a conversation 3 weeks earlier. She laughed at his jokes before he finished them. She made him feel for the first time in years truly seen. That feeling? It was engineered. And there were signs. There are always signs. We just don't know what we're looking at. Tactic 1. Love bombing. In the first month, she texted constantly, surprised him at work, called him her soulmate after 3 weeks. It felt intense, but it felt real. What it actually was dependency building. Flood someone with affection and they begin to need it. When it gets pulled away later, they'll do anything to get it back. Tactic 2. Gaslighting. You're being paranoid. That never happened. You always do this. Slowly, Marcus stopped trusting his own memory. He started apologizing for things he didn't do. He started believing the problem was him. Tactic 3. Isolation. It was subtle. A comment here about his friend Jake. An eye roll there when his sister called. Within 5 months, Marcus had quietly stopped seeing almost everyone who knew him before she arrived. No support system means no one to reality check what's happening to you. Tactic 4. DARVO. Deny. Attack. Reverse victim and offender. The moment Marcus tried to confront her, she cried. She told him he was abusive, that he was controlling, and because she'd already isolated him, there was no one left to tell him otherwise. And just when Marcus thought he finally understood what was happening, he found something on her phone that made his blood run cold. She had done this before. Different man. Same playbook. Word for word. The realization didn't feel like clarity. It felt like the floor disappearing. This is what psychologists call trauma bonding, where the cycle of tension and affection creates an attachment that feels like love but is chemically closer to addiction. Marcus wasn't weak. He wasn't stupid. He was targeted. Dark Triad personalities are skilled at identifying people with high empathy, high trust, and a deep need to believe the best in others. Those aren't flaws. They're strengths that got used against him. And the people around him? She'd managed them too. Warm, generous, always the first to offer help. Public image is part of the playbook. Here's what changes everything. She wasn't simply cruel. She was calculated. Research suggests many Dark Triad individuals develop these patterns as survival mechanisms. Early environments where manipulation was the only currency that worked. That doesn't make what they do acceptable, but it does mean this. They are not operating on emotion. They are operating on strategy, which means the most dangerous manipulators don't feel like predators. They feel like the best thing that ever happened to you. So what do you actually watch for? 1. Intensity that moves too fast. Love that arrives before trust is earned is a pressure tactic, not a feeling. 2. Isolation disguised as preference. I just want you to myself as romantic. Until it isn't. 3. Your memory becomes unreliable around them. If you constantly doubt what you said, heard, or felt, pay attention to that. 4. Accountability always flows one direction, toward you. 5. You feel more anxious when things are good than when things are bad. That's trauma bonding talking. Here's what I wish someone had told Marcus before it was too late. Trust the pattern, not the moments. Have you ever known someone like this and only realized it after the damage was already done? Drop a in the comments. I read every single one. Next week, I'm breaking down the one phrase manipulators use that almost nobody catches in the moment. It sounds completely harmless. And that's exactly the point. If this opened your eyes, stick around. There's a lot more they don't want you to know. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share this video.